What up, y'all? Appreciate you showing up, hanging out, listening to my dumb ass. Like and subscribe. So, I just watched the Nintendo Direct. Now, I didn't watch the Ubisoft, whatever it was called, I can't remember. But I tend to pay attention to the big three, because Ubisoft is just a game maker. They're a third-party publisher. They don't make hardware. So, yes, they're important to the industry, but the big three are the foundation, the concrete. If there were no consoles to play games on, then the industry would be different, let's just say. Not limited, not better or worse, but different, okay? So, that being said, I watched it, and the poll came up. I forgot who. I think it was Jay Wood, or I forgot who put the poll up. But I gave it a C. And that's only because of the gamer that I am. Not because if I was a Nintendo gamer, then I'd probably give it an A, maybe. You know, because they had the Zelda joint. They had Metroid. Mario Brothers, Mario and Luigi Brotherhood, whatever that was. I was okay. I mean, look. If you did not know before, you should know that Nintendo is for kids. I don't know if you think any other way about it. Look at the Direct and you tell me what they're trying to sell. Okay? They're trying to sell you toys. Initially, Nintendo was a card maker. They made cards, playing cards. I think they want to make toys more so than anything else. And that is apparent in their products. Their games are literally digital toys. That's what they are. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, because the market needs that. The market needs all different, the whole spectrum of games from 0 years to 99, 129, however old you are. The market needs to cater to that, right? So Nintendo has a place in the market, obviously. One of it is nostalgia. All of the parents out there are remembering, because they grew up on Nintendo, on NES. And they're like, oh my gosh, I'm going to buy this for my kids and stuff. And they want to get a little taste of it too, get a little nostalgia, because nostalgia is a hell of a drug. Nostalgia is the strongest, I would say, seller of games. It is the strongest. It's a hell of a drug. Listen. Nostalgia will get you every time. If you have a nostalgic bone in your body and someone taps into it, sold. You're going to be like, here, take my money. I want to feel that way again. You know, it's about memory, is about that wonder when you were a kid. Nostalgia. So Nintendo knows what they're doing. And it's similar to Disney. That's why Disney's been around for so long, because it's the same formula. You know, except not video games, except, you know, cartoons, characters, or amusement parks. And you see Nintendo's going into that too, right? You know what I'm saying? So Nintendo always wanted to be Disney, always wanted to be as big as Disney. I don't know if that's possible, because they're not, I mean, you know, they just do video games. They tried to do cartoons here and there, blah, blah, blah. They're delving into movies now again. But the problem with what Nintendo and how they're doing it is that they're not doing it themselves. They're partnering with different companies in order to put these movies out. Like the Mario Brothers, that was Illumination Animation. It wasn't Nintendo Animation, it was Illumination. Disney is self-contained. Disney animates. They have Pixar now. Disney is Disney, okay? And Marvel and all that stuff. But I'm just talking about Disney versus, or comparison to Nintendo. And now they're doing a Zelda movie in association with, I guess Sony Pictures is doing the production or whatever. Look, you know my feeling about Sony Pictures movies, quality movies, Spider-Man movies, quality. Not good. They have a track record of putting out hot trash garbage. So, unless Lord Miller comes to save the day on that Zelda flick, I don't know what's going to happen. I'm going to say it's going to be trash garbage. And that's going to be that. I don't even know if it's going to be live action. Hopefully it's CG. That way they can get away with it. But anyway, the Nintendo Direct was primarily for kids. Seriously. You looked at all, I was like, that's kid. I really didn't care about a lot of that stuff on there. You know, last game was Metroid Prime 4. Forgot what the subtitle was on that. Something. It's purple. And that was it. And I saw the graphics. And I said, yeah, that's on the Super Switch. That's on the Switch too. Okay. That Metroid is on Switch too. So that's what that's gonna be. But yeah, gave it a C. In comparison, you look at what Nintendo did, you look at what Sony did, you look at what Xbox did. Xbox won this year. Xbox won 2024 as far as games go, games conferencing, they won. They won E3, even though E3 doesn't exist anymore. They won. They're winning the mind share of the public. They're winning the zeitgeist wars, if you will. And, you know, it's just... Sony is like in last place right now. As far as zeitgeist, you see how the ponies crying and stuff, right? They're in last place. And the fact that they put out 2 Nintendo-ass Nintendo games, I mean, 1 is literally a Nintendo game. 2 is not, but it should be, because it looks like one. I am so glad I'm not a pony or Donkey Unicorn or even a Sony fan for that matter, because I'm like, y'all got nothing, and I would definitely be jumping ship. I'll be like, I need to go find some real video games because y'all bullshitting with all this kiddie stuff. Would you ever have imagined, ponies, Donkey Unicorns listening, would you have ever imagined your beloved Sony, PlayStation, producing what they're producing right now? Just kiddie games. Would that be something that you're like, oh yeah, I love it? No, you wouldn't, because it's not that great. You know, you look at, I mean, I'm not saying those games are bad. They're not, obviously. But that's not how video games work. That's not how the industry works. You have to have variety. That's what Sony used to have. PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, and most of PlayStation 3, they had a variety of games because everybody was putting their games on PlayStation, right? And then you look at what Nintendo's doing, right? That Direct that they just put out. That's what Nintendo's always been doing. Don't get it twisted. They've always been putting out these games, these type of games. Metroid, these type of games. Mario, you know what I'm saying? This type of game. Zelda. They've always been doing that. They haven't changed their strategy at all. They just have a powerful and not powerful. They have a popular handheld. They have a popular hardware that everyone's buying, which fuels the games, which fuels the production of these games, which haven't really changed as far as their scope. And that's the winning key to what Nintendo's doing. And now Sony's trying to do the same thing. The problem is they have trained their audience to expect AAA yummy. And I don't know what you see, but Lego Horizon Adventures, not AAA. No, sorry. Astrobot, not AAA. Sorry. I mean, you could pretend it is. You could put a whole bunch of money on it if you want to be foolish like that. But that genre is not AAA. You can't make a AAA 3D platformer. It doesn't exist anymore. I mean, it doesn't exist. I don't know if it ever existed, but it doesn't exist. When those were the top of the pyramid, the top, you know, the tip of the iceberg, tip of the spear, when those type of games were that, you know, Banjo-Kazooie and Mario World or whatever, sure. I mean, I wouldn't consider that AAA, but I guess it kind of was because it was at the forefront of the technology. But now, no. You could shovel that right in with the 2D side scrollers. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. And so Sony has dug this grave for themselves. They have created an environment where players expect a behind-the-shoulder, third-person, high-quality, hours and hours of cutscenes and acting and all this stuff, and people dying and stuff that you don't want to die, but they're going to die anyway, dying type of fathers, sons, daughters, all this stuff. That's what they expect. And you didn't show it you showed them the exact opposite. You showed them cartoon games. And they're like, what the hell? What is this? Oh my, and they're shaking their heads and they're crying. And then they watch the Xbox and they see Solid Snake. Not Solid Snake. What's his name? Whatever Snake he is. I get confused. Kojima's all his snakes. Excuse me. And, you know, it's like, yo, they put out a better trailer or a better show for Metal Gear on the Xbox show than they did on the PlayStation show. I mean, that game started off on PlayStation, but, I mean, you know, Konami's like, yo, Microsoft getting more money. I'm sorry. You know? And the thing is like, look, Sony was money hatting all these games. They're still money hatting. They money hatting the Monkey King, Wulong, that game, whatever it's called, the Monkey King. They money hatted that one. And Xbox went around and said, you know what? All right, fine. We're going to do Woo whatever. The Feather Girl, whatever it's called. And I'm like, you know what? They look kind of similar. I would probably play the Feather Girl because, I mean, I'm just me personally. I think I like demon females that look like humans rather than monkey men. That's just me. I like the females more than... If you want to play the Monkey Man game, you go right ahead. I think it's a Soul-like anyway. Soul's-like it. And I'm like, Soul's-like, meh. I'll pass on that. There's so many of them. I'm going to play the Feather Girl. I'm going to see what's up with that. Gonna be on Game Pass, so let's go. And so everything that Sony has been doing this whole generation has been slowly being diminished and chopped away, you know, punched in the legs by Xbox because, you know, at first it's like, oh, the zeitgeist and the public sentiment isn't on Xbox side, it's against Xbox, blah, blah, blah. But that can only last so long when you're not working to keep your audience entertained, when you're not keeping them in focus. You're just gliding. You're just coasting off of the PS4, which you have been doing all this generation. And now you say, uh-oh, we should have been doing stuff. You know, oh, let's make some VR games. Never mind. Let's cancel that and close the studio. Like, why would you do that? I mean, yes, you lost money on the game that you didn't put out. Should have put it out, maybe. But fine, okay. Turn around, make something. Make something. Take a year, take 2 years. Make something. You know, make something small. You know, you see the industry is shrinking anyway, but you're gonna, you know, Sony's just gonna stick by their guns. I mean, shoot, all their games and service games are gonna be hot. I mean, look, Concord is already dead on arrival. Nobody's gonna play that. I mean, some people will play it, but it's not. No, it's a failure. It failed out the gate. It tripped and stumbled. Out the pow, cheap bloop bloop. You're not gonna win. You ain't catching up. It's not gonna happen. You know, and I saw Concord, right? I was like, nah, I don't really want to play it. I mean, if there was nothing else to play, maybe I'd try it. But I was like, look, there's Frag Punks. I'm looking at Frag Punks. I'm looking at Concord. I'm like, come on. So Frag Punks looks so much better. Even I'm not even into card like base battle, but this is different. It's like you go, I guess you got to make the card in the machine or something. You go, whoosh, and then grass grows, and you got cover. I'm like, oh, okay, all right. And then you go, and then they got big head mode. I'm like, oh, okay. It's like stuff like that. But Concord's just like run around, shoot, pop. Like, okay, sure. That's not fun. Yeah, man. Xbox saved this year as far as video games go. Xbox saved this year, and I want to say this, and I hope that Xbox continues to do what they are doing. They need to stay with that cadence, with that, banger. This is what Sony kind of instilled, even though not as many games, but the games were of a quality that it made it seem like they were putting out all these bangers, right? But it was like one a year, maybe two, if you're lucky, right? But Xbox got 4. They said, yeah, we're probably gonna have 1 a quarter. We have so many games. I'm like, yeah, okay, I can believe that. And you're looking at the games coming out this year alone. And it's like, Indiana Jones and all the other ones. I don't. Doom is next year, right? Yeah. It's just so many. And I'm like, look, they got Sony. But when they start coming out with their games again, some of the fans will be like, yay, Sony's back. But the problem that Sony faces right now, they don't have enough studios to match the cadence, to match the amount of games that Xbox is putting out. And I've heard this. I've heard people say, this is the first time, this is why people are saying this is the best conference ever. It's the first time I ever watched a conference where I wanted to play every single game. I share that sentiment, except for like the mouse game. I'm like, I mean, I'll play it, but I don't need to play it. But I'm like, I'm curious, I'll play it, sure. And mixtape I want to play too. I mean, it's not like on the top of the list, but I'm like, okay, that looks interesting. Let's go, you know. But they're right. Every game I want to play. Even Call of Duty. I'm not even a Call of Duty head. I'm like, I'll play the campaign. If it's on Game Pass, I'm playing it. I'm going to play the campaign at least. And then maybe I'll dive into some of the multiplayer maps and stuff like I did before. Maybe I'll dive in Warzone and see what's up. And, you know, but I'm like, that's not what type of gamer I am. So I'm like, it's fine. There are other gamers like that. But it's a wrap. Sorry. I mean, look, for real. Once everybody gets that, I mean, look, they're doing the right thing where they're saying, okay, we're going to, they're advertising Call of Duty and Game Pass and all that stuff. And if they keep doing that until October 25th, forget about it. Sony's done. Now, King says no PS4, no PS6, excuse me. He might be right. Do I think that they will not put out the PlayStation 5 Pro? Possibly. Only because they got no games. You need games to push hardware. Okay. I mean, look, it's apparent. You look at the PSVR 2, no games, nobody's buying it, right? If you put out a PS5 Pro when nobody wants it, a lot of people are saying, I don't even want this. What am I gonna? There's no games. What am I gonna play? Astrobot on this thing? Huh? What? I'm gonna play Lego. I'm a Lego game. Is that what? That's what this power is for? It doesn't make sense. So I would say that they will postpone the PlayStation 5 Pro until next year when they actually have a game in March or whenever it is. And the last thing, I know I was going to talk about it. I know I mentioned it in the last video, and I'll talk about it now because I played it some more. I played some more Starfield, and I think Starfield's going to have a resurgence. And what did you say? 14 million players. Excuse me. Ooh. People are upset about the paid mod stuff. I haven't bought any. I got 1,100 Zippy Zap credits, whatever it is. I haven't bought any. I haven't bought anything because I'm frugal like that, and I'm like, I don't really want anything unless they put like a Razor Crest mod in there. I might pay for that. Anyway, so the mods in Starfield, that I always said that the mods in these Bethesda games are what makes Bethesda games the great games that they are, right? That's why they're lasting so long. That's why people play them for so long, is because of the mods. Whether it's they're modding the humans to make them look better, modding them to make them look thicker. I want my thick humans, you know what I'm saying? Or, you know, different stuff from different properties and stuff. So I got the Batman armor. Hell yeah, I'm Batman. And I'm flying a spaceship. And I made my shit black, but I wasn't trying to be Batman. But actually, I put the Batman armor for like 2 seconds and I said, I don't really like that. I mean, it's cool if you like Batman, you love it. But I was like, meh. And then I put on the Mandalorian. Let's go. And I joined the whatchamacallit alliance, the Hunters Alliance, the Bounty Hunters guys. I forget what they're called. And I was like, Mando's a bounty hunter, and I just joined them, and then I go to the board, and then I go get a bounty, and I said, yo, I put the Mando gear on, right? At first I put on the Mandalorian gear, and it was just Boba Fett, and I was like, no. I was like, wait, how do I do this? So I had to go into the workbench and get the Mando, the Beskar version. I was like, bling! I was like, there you go. Now I'm Beskar up. I still haven't figured out the cape stuff. They said you could craft the cape in the workbench as well, but I only saw the Batman cape. So I was like, I don't. Okay, well, So maybe I'll mess with that a little bit, but it still looks good with just the Mando with the Beskar. I was like walking around. I got this super explosive shotgun thing that I'm like, I'm rocking this. This is my gun. This is my gun right now. I don't even know if it's not even gold or anything. It was like what is it? It might be blue. It's like a barely, but I was like, boosh. I was like, oh, I like this gun right here. And I got my girl Andrasia with me. There was a mod for her to make her look different. And I looked at it and I was like, that doesn't look better than the original Andrasia. So I'm going to keep OG Andrasia. And I did a lot of mods actually. I was like, obviously I don't care about achievements because I'm playing on Xbox. And I don't think there's a way to do what you can do on PC where you can put a mod in to enable achievements. I don't think there is that on the Xbox yet, but we'll see. But there's different mods. UI mod, I put a UI mod in. I did some of the unlimited ammo mods. So if you go to the lodge and you could go and just collect all the mods, and also unlimited health packs, which is helpful. I wanted to do the super jump mod, but I don't know if I did it correctly or whatever. So actually, I had a mod break my game. And it said it in the description in the mod notes. It was like, yo, if you put this mod, the sound might be messed up, blah blah blah. But this is how you fix it. And then I did it and I fixed it. And it was the restored Earth, I think it's called, or something like that, where the Earth actually has vegetation. It's not just a giant desert. So I was like, that's pretty cool. So I did that. I mean, it's not the best because, it just kind of puts, I guess it's randomly generated vegetation and stuff. So it's okay. I mean, it's better than just a desert, but it was kind of cool. I was like, all right, that's pretty good. And the thing about that, which is cool, is that it also spawns kind of like outposts, like some just like people out there, just out on the edge. And I was like, oh, sure. As I visited, I saw a ship. I was like, oh, I'm gonna steal me this ship. And then I said, oh no, it's a friendly. Can't really steal it. I was like, oh man. So I didn't steal it. Which I don't need to. I can just build the ship or whatever. And yeah, dude, Starfield is like. I always knew that once the mods jump in, that Starfield would gain like a second wind or whatever, and just be like. Pfft. And just with the Star Wars stuff, like I got the Mando gear, right? And then I put the Star Wars, the alien pack. So like there's a bunch of NPCs that are aliens. So there's, and I could do it like with my own character creator. I could be like one of the aliens and stuff. It's basically just a mask. So I don't think the lips move or anything. I'm not sure though. Don't quote me on that. But I'm like, yo, this is, and then there's the ATST, which I haven't found yet because I haven't gone to the right place. I think I need to go to Mars. I haven't gone to Mars yet. But it's the ATST. And that's the first one I got. I was like, oh, shoot. And I saw it. I was like, okay. So I got to go and check that out. But I'm like, yo, this is like Star Wars. It's not even like, man, it's good. All they need is the ships. I think they have the guns. They have the stormtroopers. They have different I think they have death troopers. I'm not sure. They have, they have a Mandalorian set so that the trackers, the Alliance that I just joined, can all be Mandalorians, basically. I was like, pfft. I think I need to enable that. There's a 2-step process with that one. You got to do one mod, and then you have to do the other mod that changes. Mods are not super duper. I mean, they're not super difficult, whatever. You just follow the directions. But, it's not like, it's so easy. Just click a button, and it kind of is. But, you have to pay attention. But, yeah, man. If you like Star Wars, and you like Starfield a little bit, go grab the mods and do the tracker alliance, whatever it's called, bounty hunter stuff. You're Dinjarin for real. I'm playing Dinjar. I'm playing the Mandalorian, the game, before anybody makes the game. It's great. That's probably why Xbox was like, no, we don't want to make a Mandalorian game because they're gonna put that stuff in Starfield, and it's gonna be better. Anyway. I'm rambling. I appreciate you showing that. Listen to mine. Like and subscribe. Hit me up in the comments below what you think about the Starfield stuff, the new mods and stuff. And also, if you watched the Nintendo Direct, what was the best game that you saw that you liked it? If you like Nintendo games, I don't know. Yeah, and how do you think like the three? I would say Nintendo, Sony, and Xbox. Who do you think won, came up on top? And what's the order? My order is Xbox, Nintendo, Sony, obviously. But if you're a Nintendo fan, maybe you got Nintendo on top, and that's fine. That's just not for me particularly. But yeah, I mean, they need to be in the industry. Let's be real. I'm never gonna say no. Nintendo needs to get out of the industry. No. We need Nintendo, just like Nintendo needs Xbox, just like both of them kind of need Sony, but not really, because it's obvious, it's evident that with Sony being absent, nobody's blinking an eye. The industry continues to move forward. So as important as you thought Sony was, PlayStation, it's not that important. Because obviously when they're not putting out stuff, nobody, oh, okay, huh? Oh, look at Gears of War over there, it's distracted. Like, oh, I'm distracted by good games over here. Anyway, I preach. I'll talk to you on the next one. Just wait.